Welcome to English StoryCafe. Today, we will explore how to use your 24 hours. Time is the one thing we all share equally. It does not matter where you were born, how much money you have, or what your job is. When the sun rises, you are given a gift. You are given the same 24 hours as the greatest writers, the most successful business leaders, and the most fluent English speakers in the world. Yet, the most common complaint among English learners is almost always the same. They say they do not have enough time. They say they are too busy with work, too busy with family, or too exhausted by the end of the day to open a textbook or attend a class. But what if I told you that the secret to mastering English is not about finding more time? What if the secret is simply changing how you use the time you already have? Today, we are going to walk through a single day. We are going to reimagine what a typical 24 hours looks like when you stop treating English as a subject to study and start treating it as a lifestyle to live. Let us begin in the morning. Imagine for a moment that your alarm goes off. It is 6 or 7 in the morning. Usually, this is a time of rushing. You might hit the snooze button. You might scroll through social media on your phone, looking at pictures or reading news in your native language. This is the first missed opportunity. The moment you wake up, your brain is fresh. It is like a sponge ready to absorb water. Instead of reaching for the familiar comfort of your native language, imagine if you reached for English. You do not need to sit at a desk. You do not need a pen or paper. You simply need to press play. While you're brushing your teeth, while you are washing your face, or while you are waiting for the kettle to boil for your morning coffee or tea, you could be listening. This is what we call passive immersion. It is not about analyzing grammar rules at this hour. It is about letting the rhythm of the language wash over you. Maybe you play a podcast about news, or a story, or even just a motivational speech. The goal here is to tune your ears. You're telling your brain that English is a natural part of your environment, just like the sound of the birds outside or the traffic on the street. By the time you are dressed and ready to leave the house, you have already listened to 20 minutes of English, and you haven't spent a single extra second of your day. Now, let us move to the commute. For many people, the time spent getting to work or school is dead time. It's time spent staring out the window of a bus, getting frustrated in traffic, or standing in a crowded subway train. This is perhaps the most valuable time you have. If you have a 30-minute commute, that is 1 hour a day. That is 5 hours a week. That is 20 hours a month. Imagine what you could learn in 20 hours of focused attention. During this time, you can engage in a technique called shadowing. This is a powerful method where you listen to a sentence in English and immediately repeat it out loud, trying to match the speaker's speed, emotion, and intonation. If you are in a car alone, you can shout it out. If you are on a bus or a train and you feel shy, you can whisper it, or even mouth the words silently. The physical act of moving your mouth to form English sounds is crucial. It trains the muscles in your face. It bridges the gap between understanding a word and being able to say it. You are turning your travel time into a mobile classroom. You are not just a passenger anymore. You are a student of the world. Then comes the workday. You might think that while you are at your job, you cannot learn English. After all, you have tasks to do, colleagues to speak to, and deadlines to meet. But English is not just about external communication. It is about internal narration. Throughout your day, you have a constant stream of thoughts running through your head. Usually, this voice speaks your native language. Challenge yourself to switch that voice. When you sit down at your desk, think to yourself, I am turning on my computer. When you go to the break room, think, I am going to pour a glass of water. When you feel tired, think, I am exhausted and I need a break. This is simple, descriptive language. It does not require you to stop working. It simply requires you to label your reality in English. This practice helps you stop translating in your head. When you look at a stapler, you stop thinking of the word in your language and then translating it. You simply see the object and the word stapler appears in your mind. This is how you begin to think in English. It is a quiet, invisible practice that transforms your 8 hours of work into 8 hours of reinforcement. Lunchtime offers another window. Many of us eat while scrolling on our phones. Why not follow 3 interesting accounts on social media that teach English vocabulary? Or perhaps you enjoy cooking videos, or sports analysis, or fashion blogs. Watch them in English. Do not treat it as study. Treat it as entertainment. If you are interested in the topic, you will fight to understand the meaning. Context is the best teacher. If you watch a chef chopping an onion and he says the word chop, you learn the word instantly without needing a dictionary. You associate the action with the sound. This is natural acquisition. It is how babies learn. They do not use flashcards. They use observation. You can do the same during your lunch break. As the afternoon wears on and you finish your work, you head home. The evening is often dangerous for learners. You are tired. Your brain feels heavy. The temptation is to relax and shut down. And you should relax, but you can relax in English. This is where you change your environment. If you watch television, watch a series in English. If you are a beginner, use subtitles in your native language. If you are intermediate, use English subtitles. If you are advanced, turn the subtitles off entirely. But here is the trick to make it effective. Do not just watch passively like a zombie. Watch actively. Pick one phrase from the episode that you liked. Maybe a character made a joke, or used a cool idiom, or expressed anger in a way that felt powerful. Take that one phrase and write it down or say it out loud 5 times. Just one phrase. That is enough. If you learn one new phrase every single night from a TV show, by the end of the year, you will have more than 300 natural usable expressions in your vocabulary, and you learn them while sitting on your sofa. Dinner time is an excellent opportunity for family or partner engagement. But if you live alone or your family does not speak English, you can still use this time. Describe what you are eating. Describe the flavors. Is it salty? Is it spicy? Is the texture crunchy or soft? We often lack the vocabulary for sensory experiences because we rarely practice them. Narrating your sensory world is a fantastic way to deepen your descriptive skills. If you are cooking, talk to yourself like you are the host of a cooking show. Explain what you are doing. Now I am adding the salt. I need to stir this for 2 minutes. It might feel silly at first. You might feel like you are acting, But that is exactly what language is. It is a performance. The more you rehearse, the better the performance becomes when you are in front of a real audience. Finally, we arrive at the end of the day. The house is quiet. The lights are low. This is the golden hour for memory. Research suggests that what you review just before you sleep is what your brain prioritizes during the night. As you sleep, your brain sorts through memories, deciding what to keep and what to throw away. You want to tell your brain that English is important to keep. Keep a small notebook by your bed. It doesn't need to be fancy. Before you close your eyes, spend 5 minutes writing. Do not worry about perfect grammar or spelling. Just write about your day. Write 3 things that happened. Today I went to work and it was raining. I had a good sandwich for lunch. I feel tired, but happy. Simple sentences. This practice of journaling does 2 things. First, it helps you process your day. Second, it forces you to recall the past tense. Storytelling is almost always in the past tense, and it is the most common grammatical structure used in conversation. By writing a diary, you are mastering the art of telling your story. After you write, put the pen down, close your eyes, and as you drift off to sleep, try to think your final thoughts in English. Maybe you count sheep in English. Maybe you list things you are grateful for. Thank you for this warm bed. Thank you for my health. This final interaction ensures that English is the last thing on your mind before you enter the dream state. Now, look back at this imaginary day we have just constructed. We utilized the morning routine. We utilized the commute. We utilized the internal thoughts during work. We utilized the lunch break. We utilized the evening relaxation time. We utilized the final moments before sleep. And here is the most important part. We did not add a single extra hour to the clock. We did not say you have to wake up at 4 in the morning. We did not say you have to quit your job to study. We simply took the existing 24 hours and colored them with English. This method removes the pressure. It removes the guilt of missing a study session. When English becomes the atmosphere you breathe rather than a task you must complete, the resistance disappears. There will be days when you are too tired. There will be days when you forget to listen to a podcast, or you just want to silence your internal narrator. That is okay. This is not about perfection. It is about consistency over intensity. It is better to have a low level of contact with English for 16 hours a day than to have a high-stress study session for 1 hour once a week. Language needs to be lived. It needs to be connected to your emotions, your hunger, your boredom, your joy, and your routine. Think about how you learned your first language. You did not have a schedule. You did not have a syllabus. You were simply immersed in it from the moment you woke up until the moment you slept. You pointed at things and asked for their names. You mimicked the sounds of your parents. You made mistakes, and you were corrected. And you tried again. You can recreate that environment for yourself as an adult. You have the power to curate your world. You have the technology in your pocket to bring native speakers into your bathroom, your car, and your kitchen. So, as we conclude this journey through the 24 hours, I want you to look at your schedule for tomorrow. Do not look for empty slots of time. Look for the activities you're already doing. Look for the moments where your brain is on autopilot. Those are your opportunities. Those are the hidden gems of time where fluency is built. You are the architect of your own learning. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference is not in the time itself, but in the attention you give it to. Start small. Maybe tomorrow you just start with the morning coffee. Then, the next day, add the commute. Slowly, layer by layer, paint your life in English. You will be surprised at how quickly the strange sounds become familiar, how the difficult words become easy, and how the foreign language becomes your own voice. Thank you for listening to English Story Cafe. Remember, every second is a chance to learn, and your 24 hours are yours to design. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep living your story in English.